35192 if you want to send me a text. You can watch live if you like at alancoxshow.com. Who's helping out? Pleedy Plablo. Hey, thanks. Appreciate the assistance there. It looks like Guardians are going to take 2 of 3 against Kansas City Royals unless Royals come up with something big. It is 7-0. Guardians, as we speak now, in the top of the 5th. They will hit the road and start up against the White Sox in Chicago tomorrow night. That'll be the first of 4. Then they'll go to Houston to play the Astros and then come back home to host the White Sox. It's not being lost on people. Bill's suggestion that instead of a gender-neutral bathroom that got that dude all worked up in Fairview Park, that instead of doing that, we just have separate bathrooms for number 1 and number 2. And it's not lost on our customers that Mary is poo-pooing that idea. Lisa in Streetsboro says, I agree with Mary. As a woman, number 1 and number 2 bathrooms couldn't possibly work if I'm peeing in a number 1 and a number 2 begins.
That's true,
I
too.
can't jump up
you get
and
sneak
poops.
Or if you're going to poop and you also pee.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
that's okay. The poopy pee bathroom, like the poop bathroom's also a pee bathroom, but the pee bathroom's only a pee.
It's only a pee. Like an express situation is going to be the number 1.
When I lived in the Philippines, they had such a problem with men just peeing wherever that they put funnels out where like they put like a little barrier up and go, just pee in this funnel, and it'll just so you stop whipping it out in public and peeing.
But that is the way a lot of dudes here think. People were texting me, I'm a man, the world is my urinal. That's how some guys think.
I feel that way.
That the world is your urinal. Can't wait. Wherever you are, if you got to pee, pressure on your bladder, you go, well, let me pull over here. Figure it out. A Gatorade bottle from under the seat. Hey, Haunted Joe.
How you doing?
Why are you haunted, Joe?
I work a haunted school.
You work at a haunted school?
Yeah, I've talked to you before.
Okay.
I mean,
I believe
ghosts,
you. All right.
Real ghosts, Yeah, and I am what's called a building custodian.
Yes.
And I have to clean restrooms, locker rooms. I'm also maintenance and stuff like that, too. But I got to say, you and Mary are right. Bill is wrong.
Alan's on Bill's team.
I'm on Team Bill.
Oh, you're on Bill? Oh, I'm so sorry. But Mary's right. You guys are wrong. It don't matter what the heck you do. People are going to pollute the bathrooms no matter what.
Well, then that actually makes it more I'm right.
How?
Well, you're the one saying 1 and 2 separate restrooms.
Right.
Our restrooms are towards the gender. It's public school. You got, here's the ladies, here's the men's,
Who's grosser, the men or the ladies?
We know the answer to that.
I know, but I like to hear it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. The women's, they are.
I wonder why that is. Why is that?
They got more time or something. I don't know. Both hands are free to create a havoc.
Both of my hands are free too when I'm in the bathroom. I mean,
I think there's a lot of women that they do the hover thing so they pee all over seats.
Oh, that is the worst.
The hover makes a mess.
They are the worst.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not in there watching or anything like that, but the ones that aren't sitting. I mean, I'm
you're just
sorry.
doing your
I don't
job
mean
if
to
you
gross
are.
people out. I mean, it's the job that you wish the rubber gloves went up to your elbows or your armpits, but, there's other things in ladies' rooms that you got to take care of.
Just get one of those, like, all black rubber suits, the latex suits with the gas mask on
there you
it.
go, like in the movie Hostel.
Yeah, like the gimp
when they're
suit.
chopping bodies apart. Or, just get some, like, waiters like you're out there fly fishing, Joe.
Oh, yeah, waterproof shoes, and, you've got your, they're called Tyvek suits, you look like, marshmallow guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ghostbusters. Oh, gosh, man, I've had to climb through this stuff.
Wow. Joe is the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man out at his school there in Orville.
I used to. We got 2 other poor chumps that do it.
Oh,
but the problem is we cannot get people to come in and work after the first few months. They're ready to quit after the messes that these children leave. These children are high schoolers.
Right.
Maybe that's how we separate the bathrooms.
I mean,
kids' bathrooms and adult bathrooms.
The adult.
Now
I
this
know
is
what
getting
this
more
means.
complicated. Let's just go back to gender neutral.
All right.
Gender neutral.
All
I
right.
mean,
What about
you know, what? And then you're all going to run out of the toilet. Oh, never mind.
All right, thank you, Joe. I appreciate the call. There's Haunted Joe.
I'm full of ideas, so I'm trying to think of solutions. So I got another idea. Since everybody hated that last one, what if you have to pass a bathroom test
Not gonna happen.
so you can use a bathroom in
No
public?
drunk person will ever be able to go to the bathroom.
Most people can't pass any kind of test. What kind of test? What is a bathroom test?
They gotta pee without spraying. They gotta poop without streaking.
Oh,
and
like
then-
rules of the road.
Yeah.
No.
You gotta be a
Who's going to
licensed pooper.
administer that
No,
test?
this is my whole point. He comes up with these ideas, and you ask him one follow-up question, and then the idea is ruined.
Oh, this is the time you pick to ask someone a follow-up question?
Yes,
Right.
the important times.
You'll fly to Kansas and be like, "Hey, what time's the show?"
Yeah, 100% I will.
But
But
say
Bill comes up with an amazing bathroom idea,
yeah.
and all of a sudden you're
Several.
cross-examining. You're Atticus Finch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Atticus Finch.
Which also that clip of you talking to the lawyer.
You like that?
I mean, you just know so much about law.
Yeah, I've been in trouble a lot. What do you want me to say?
No, I mean you actually didn't.
No, I don't know anything about law.
You didn't know what you were talking about.
So what?
Hey, happy
No, it's
birthday
funny, but-
happy birthday to Mick Jagger, who is 80 years old today. Lock up your daughters, cause Sir Mick Jagger. Poundcake, you know who Mick Jagger is.
Yes.
What band does he front?
Rolling Stones.
Nailed it. Mick Jagger is 80 years old today. People thought that the Rolling Stones were too old to tour and do music when they were in their 50s. But why would you ever stop, quite frankly, when Brazilian models are still letting you leave it in? Probably not, though. Even for Mick Jagger, I bet that's probably petered out, hasn't it? I mean, he had that well past where any civilian man would. Because he's super rich, he still dyes his hair. Like, he looks the same, other than the fact that he's visually very old. All those guys, you can tell, very old. You know, Ronnie Wood is the baby in the band, and he's 76. So, you know, Mick Jagger's still in great shape. But you probably figure for him, he has gotten to the point where even he is past, like, young girls looking at him. You know, we were talking last year when they did that show in Nashville, and he went to that patio at that brewery, and nobody knew who he was. And he played it off like he thought it was funny. But that had to sting a little bit, too. When as famous as you are over the hump there, the generational hump.
He was probably like, "Not funny."
Not funny.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger, 80 years old. You know who else is having a birthday today?
Who dat?
Kevin Spacey.
Whoa.
And he got the greatest gift of all. He got an acquittal in his rape trial over in the UK. I don't know what Mick Jagger got for his birthday, but I can't imagine any finer gift than being found not guilty of raping dudes. This was back in London 20 years ago when he was, I think this is when he was running the Old Vic Theater. And there are all these, there are a few dudes who came forward and said, yeah, Kevin Spacey, was putting his fingers in me or whatever it was. And this is what got him kicked off House of Cards when these dudes started accusing him of doing things. One guy said that he was at a party at Kevin Spacey's condo, and he went into the bedroom to lie down, and he woke up, and Kevin Spacey was grabbing his crotch. The jury determined that none of these dudes were credible enough to find Kevin Spacey guilty of anything non-consensual. Kevin Spacey said he kind of copped to a couple of the instances, but said, as soon as these guys told me that either they weren't gay or they weren't into it, I backed off. He's like, I don't have a magic wand that I can get anyone to go to bed with me. He's not Mick Jagger, after all. There are limits to fame. Everybody thinks fame is an unlimited thing. Problem with fame is you never know when you have it. So Kevin Spacey is a famous guy, but not everybody knows who he is. Corey Roddick was filling in for Stansbury today, and he was like, I don't know Kevin Spacey, but... So you never know when you have fame, person to person. Mick Jagger on a patio. Those kids he was not famous to them, to the people sucking down pints in Nashville, no less. Calls itself the Music City, and nobody knew who Mick Jagger was. So Kevin Spacey, on his 64th birthday, found not guilty. He wept as he sat on the stand to defend himself. And he's like, yeah, I've made some drunken passes at people over the years, but as soon as people said, not into this, backed off. They had Elton John as a witness. He testified. And so the jury determined that they couldn't, beyond a reasonable doubt, determine that Kevin Spacey was this guy. But Kevin Spacey said that he had largely been tried by social media. His defense attorney called all of the guys liars.
I agree to a point with Kevin Spacey about, like, he doesn't have a magic wand and he can't make anyone fall or, go to bed with him. I don't know if that's necessarily true, because there are some people there, especially straight guys, they're away around their friends, and their friends never know that on the DL, like, they are into some stuff. Right,
but as soon as you tell, according to him, as soon as the guy goes, I'm not into this, he goes, my bad.
Yeah, but he may have never said that. Like, once you sleep with someone, you sleep with them, and he might have, regret afterwards, and you're a person of means, so he's like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to get some money. If all his friends think he's straight, they don't know what he was saying on the DL.
I just like the notion, the one guy in particular who was an actor, and so the rap on him, his name was Rap, but the rap on him was that he was trying to get money or trying to get some kind of consideration from Kevin Spacey 20 years ago, whatever. But the notion that you'd be at a party at a guy you didn't know, because he said, I didn't know Kevin Spacey. I got invited to a party at his apartment in New York or something like that 20 years ago. That you would be at a party of someone you didn't know and that you'd go in and just sleep in the bed for whatever reason. And at some point when they were describing the apartment, Kevin Spacey's like, that's not even what my apartment looks like. So I think that was the first. I think it was all a misunderstanding.
I don't have a bed.
I think it was all a misunderstanding. He did so many things for charity. And so when you'd say, Kevin Spacey held a lot of balls. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Alan.
Yes?
You've set me up so well talking about all these different actors, musicians, birthdays. Well, you've had 2 birthdays, and I got to throw a death date at you. And I'd like if you could set the Irish flag to half staff, as Sinead O'Connor has passed today.
Already did it.
Oh, don't I feel dumb?
Like I always tell people here, Nick, you miss a minute, you miss a lot.
You're right. Have a good one.
But I already have a good. Thank you. You've got a life to lead, and so you can't always have your ear tuned.
He was all excited. He's like, I'm going to break this news about Sinead O'Connor dying.
People love breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him, quite frankly. The quote that I liked in the Kevin Spacey thing was one of the guys who took the stand described Kevin Spacey as striking at his genitals like a cobra. Like you do the arm thing,
Yeah.
Like a cobra.
Striking
right there.
Now stop sputtering like a wet toaster and get busy.
Yeah, just like that. There was a rush to judgment, and before the first question was asked or answered, I lost my jobs, my reputation, everything in a matter of days, he said. Yeah, so anyway. Although he's done, didn't he make a movie in Italy or something? Like some Italian film company was like, hey, why don't you come and make a movie with us? Or whatever they sound like. And I think he did something along those lines. But I don't know the last American movie he did. They completely cut him out of that movie that he had finished when this all blew up.
Yeah,
the movie
Mark
about the
Wahlberg
Gettys.
movie,
Yeah. The movie where they got Christopher Plummer to reshoot
and then
all of
nominated
Kevin
him for an
Spacey's.
Oscar.
What's that?
And then he got nominated for an Oscar.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to stick it to Kevin Spacey. So for Mick Jagger and Kevin Spacey's birthdays, 2 very different ways to celebrate, I imagine. I don't know what it means for Kevin Spacey. Because didn't he come out of they had a case against him in L.A. and then one in London. I think is how it worked out. I don't know.
I thought the one was in like Massachusetts or something.
Was it? You mean Taxachusetts, Bill?
No, I mean Massachusetts.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Bill.
Hey.
Bill, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Bill.
What's up?
Bill, you know what this is?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin.
Congratulations on getting his.
I'm not Kevin. I don't know who that is, Bill.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's Wilhelmina, Bill.
Oh, hey, what's up, Wilhelmina?
Sorry, I'm on Verizon today. I didn't know if you could hear me.
Oh, you should switch to T-Mobile.
Listen, I just want to check it. I heard you talking about the poop and pee. I think that's a great idea.
You would think it's a good idea to have a poop bathroom and a pee bathroom?
I think so. That's what I have in my house.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You have one for pee-pees and one for poo-poos?
And I have a third one for whatever happens in between.
Oh,
What's happening in between?
leakage.
Well, there's a variety of things that could take place, Bill,
No.
depending on what I've had to eat that day.
Mm.
Sometimes, Bill.
Where would you say you thrive more, the pee, the poop, or the third thing?
The third thing, really, I find myself most comfortable in the spaces between, Bill. And sometimes because those are the most surprising, is what I found.
Hmm.
I know when I'm going to have to poo, and I know when I'm going to have to pee. All the other stuff, I don't know.
It just sneaks up on you.
That's a good way to put it, Bill. It
Oh.
sneaks up on you, Bill. Like I used to want to do to you.
You don't want to sneak up on me anymore?
Well, I feel like our relationship has evolved, Bill.
We're just friends?
Oh, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far, Bill.
I think we're just friends. We're friendly.
Yeah,
I don't do a third thing that sneaks up on me, but I poop and pee. I feel like that's enough to...
You should try it.
I don't even know what it is.
I can't describe it.
I don't want you to either.
You just have to experience it for yourself, Bill. And let me ask you this. Do you eat...
That's weird that you say that because there's this other guy that hangs out with us sometimes, and he always says, "Let me ask you this." So that's funny that you also use that phrase.
Well, it's not an uncommon phrase, dummy. I just kid, Bill. Okay.
So what do you want to ask me?
Do you eat a lot of Indian food? Because that would certainly contribute.
I don't eat. I eat Indian food probably once a month.
Oh, that explains a lot, Bill. Also, I got on that Ozempic.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yes.
How's that going?
It's going great.
Have you lost some weight?
I have.
How much?
130 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Are you have a goal mate? Do you have a goal weight in mind?
I do.
How much do you have to lose to get there?
My goal weight is 302.
So you, and how much more do you have to lose to get there?
I don't do the math, Bill. I just I let the Ozempic do its thing, you know.
What's the? I mean, the weight loss is great. Are there any side effects of the Ozempic?
Oh, yes. I've had to install a fourth bathroom.
For Ozempic dumps?
Well, potato, Bill. But I just want to check in with you and see if you're okay.
I'm doing great.
Because I heard that girl in there giving you a hard time.
Yeah, she's very mean to me. She doesn't like to just try and think of new ways of doing things.
Well, she's just got a difference of opinion.
Very
that's all.
rigid.
No, it's not for everybody. All right, I feel something coming on, Bill. I got to get to number
Okay, get to the bathroom 3.
3 or 4, Bill. I feel it.
Gross.
Turn of events. I've got to take a break. If you want to send a text in here, 35192. I'll have another $1,000 for you. Another keyword coming at 3:30, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever